Very good afternoon. Now it is very good evening. I am Professor P Narayana Reddy, Group Director, Sanskrithi Group of Institutions, Puttaparthi, under Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh. I am also the Treasurer, Association of Indian Management Schools, AIMS, Hyderabad, Head Office. On behalf of Association of Indian Management Schools, I welcome our guest speaker, PAYAL NANJIANI, and also our Madam President, Sujata Mangaraj, board members of AIMS, and past presidents, and also the active participants, almost more than 100 already joined the program. I welcome all of you to the 27th webinar on Unstoppable Leadership Success, how great leaders succeed everyday life. This topic is very, very interesting and different from the titles of webinars that we have organized so far. And it is a proud feeling for AIMS that it is AIMS is presenting 27th webinar. And as you all know that AIMS is basically a 32-year-old, glorious and highly impact-making body. Is a network of management institutions offering postgraduate courses and is a non-profit making society. As an independent networking body for professional development of management education in India, AIMS is one of the largest networking bodies of the B schools in the world and is the official representative of Indian management schools in India as well as in some important international forums. Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India recognized it as an important body, and its representative will be there in the Board of Studies of iSucceed under Ministry of Human Resource Development. AIMS, as we all know that, it promotes policy advocacy, and its flagship activity is annual management education convention. And during the convention, the AIMS presents Ravi J. Mataya National Fellow Awards to the important contributors, to the professors and industry representatives who have been contributing significantly in promoting the management education. And AIMS conducts Atma test for management admissions, like other admission tests like MAT, GMAT, etc. And it is recognized by Government of India. And it has more than 800 institutional members and also reciprocal members from USA and also Canada. With these few words about the AIMS, I feel it is a proud feeling that our own Indian origin who moved to America and creating waves in the America and also global environment, particularly on management and leadership development. I welcome PAYAL NANJIANI, the only premier Indian American speaker with a truly global presence. She is the founder of Success is Within Leadership, a globally recognized leadership and coach company with an aim to inspire maximum people to give their best each day, are fulfilled and highly successful regardless of title and circumstances. She is the best-selling author. The book is Success is Within, published by one of the famous publisher, Routledge Publication. Actually, Routledge Publication, the premier authors, they prefer to publish their book under the banner of Routledge Publication. Actually, Routledge invited her to publish her book with them, and it is a great one that is very much available in the market. And PAYAL is world's top executive coach, known for sharing insider techniques that are bound to get you to your next level, no matter what it is. And she is globally acclaimed leadership expert and also a speaker. And she is also creator of iSucceed, the only podcast to level up your leadership. PAYAL is a media personality. PAYAL is one of the world's leading, as I mentioned to you, not only the motivational speaker and success mastery speakers, she is recognized by the media as an influencer in leadership. Her work is embraced by Fortune 500 companies. PAYAL has been extensively featured on television, global magazines, podcasts, and more. She is a regular guest speaker on America's radio show. She is recognized as the only woman of Indian descent to be a sought-after leadership speaker and writer in America and elsewhere. In her 2 decades of leadership speaking and coaching with the top corporates in the United States of America, she has facilitated over 1,500 leadership breakthrough sessions in organizations and has touched over 1 million people through her workshops, keynotes, online resources, and books. She is selected as Corporate Influencer Singapore, a recipient of State Golden Key Award, and till recently, she was the president of Business Professionals Women's Association of America. Whatnot, many more actually. In fact, it took some time for me to understand her role and responsibilities and contributions to the not only the America but also to the world. It is really a proud feeling and a great honor for AIMS to welcome PAYAL NANJIANI to address our participants on leadership. In fact, before in an informal chat, I mentioned that though she has been embraced the world in delivering and influencing the world, she keeps her roots inherently from the Indian origin. That's what her book title, Success is Within. That is what our Indian sages have been telling, and those concepts she has been presenting across the world and promoting our own culture and roots of this country. So with these few words, Madam PAYAL, I welcome to you this particular webinar, and I hope our participants will really have some takeaways from you and from this session, and I request you to have a long association with us. Together we can do many more things in this regard. Thank you very much. Now floor is yours, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much to AIMS and to the entire management of AIMS, Professor Narayan, for inviting me to be here. You know, I really feel so blessed to be speaking to the real leaders of India. You know, it's you, the teaching faculty, the youth, and for everything that you are doing during these times to help people to keep up with their learning. So with whatever Professor Narayana said about me, I think I feel very blessed and humbled to be associated with all you great minds over here. And you know, for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to, and I'm hoping you can hear me clearly, right? Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to talk to you on some of the very important elements of unstoppable success, which is so ignored by the majority of the people today in the world. However, these are the same practices which is practiced by the top 7% of the world's population. You know, people who you see successful today, who you feel have reached to a higher status in their career life. And And I know you may be thinking, okay, Payal, how do you know these practices? So let me just, tell you very humbly that a lot of my life has been spent in coaching and speaking with these A players. A lot of them are celebrity CEOs, high-end executives with whom I have been working. And these are very openly available on my website with their pictures and everything. However, I have seen them practice those types of techniques and rituals which the majority part of the world is not practicing today. And this I'm telling you, my friends, not to impress you, but to express upon you that achieving success is no rocket science. And I do this through all of my books, even my next book, my videotapes, my social media, everything is dedicated to tell people that achieving success is no rocket science in your job, in your business. Now, there are certain rituals, there are certain, techniques which I will share with you today. I don't know how much I can share in this little time that I have with you today. But it is with the hope, with the tremendous hope that it's going to be of true value to all of you all over here who have joined in right now. Though I would wish that I could see all of you as I would do in my live sessions. Nevertheless, let me tell you something. I am not a PowerPoint person, so I don't have any PowerPoints where I'm going to take you slide by slide. But at the same time, it's going to be a lot of interaction between you and me. And throughout the 30 minutes to 40 minutes that I will speak to you, my friends, I'm going to ask you to use your chat box very, very graciously. Just use your chat box to connect with me, to write the stuff that I'm telling you to write, to give me a yes, yes. I'm going to ask you to give me a yes, yes all the time throughout the session, because you're connecting with me, your yes, yes responses tells me that I am in a room full of people who are like-minded, who want to succeed, who are really not concerned about the economy or the crisis today, but they are very concerned of how they are going to move ahead, how they are going to help their organization succeed, and how they are going to make the people around them grow and succeed. So give me a yes, yes right now, that yes, we are all together in this journey of success, and we are moving ahead together. So let that yes, yes keep coming in the chat box. Now, okay, I see that in the chat box. Great. Okay. Now, it is said, never underestimate the power of people who want to succeed. And I know you all are here, with an aim to succeed, to do something much bigger than what you are currently doing. Like I said, you are already great minds that I am connecting with, but you are here to do something big. So before we get started, how about this? In the chat box, okay, in the chat box, I want you to write, today onward, I am an unstoppable leader. Okay, just write that one sentence for me. Today onward, I am an unstoppable leader. You see that energy that I'm getting from you with your chatting is really telling me that we are all together and we are so engaged in what we are doing. So, super, super. Today onwards, I am an unstoppable leader. Okay, great. Now, there are two reasons I asked you to do this. Okay? Now, one of the things is that I believe, and you can see this belief of mine through all of my books, my social media resources and everything. I believe that we are here in our jobs, in our business, not just to survive. We are here to thrive and succeed. And keep that yes, yes coming if you resonate with what I say. So you, me, each of us is here to thrive and to succeed, not just to survive. And number two, something which Professor Narayana and I was talking earlier about leadership. Some of you here might be saying to yourself, hey Payal, the title says unstoppable success, and you told us to write, I am an unstoppable leader. Hey Payal, I am not a leader. In fact, I'm just going to my faculty. I'm a professor. I teach. I don't have any teams or something. Hey, I'm not a leader. If you're talking about leadership, Payal. And some of you might be thinking, hey, Payal, you know what? I've been into a leadership position for many years. It's been 10 years, 15 years, 2 decades. I know about leadership, everything. Let me tell you something here, my friends. Leadership has two dimensions. The one dimension is with which the vast majority of the world operates. That's the dimension where we talk about leadership as a position, as a number of years that we have been on that chair. It's about status, it's about teams, it's about positions and job descriptions. It's about being recognized. It's about managing conflicts, communication. Majority of the world, they are on this dimension of leadership. And then there is another dimension of leadership. That's the dimension, my friends, which only 7% of the world population, the ones that you see standing head and shoulders above the rest, they are the ones practicing. They work on what I have introduced to the world at large today, the inner leader. That concept, very less content is available on the public domains today on this inner leadership that I speak about. Very less training is available. That's why we work with a lot of corporates, a lot of organizations, a lot of universities and colleges on developing that inner leader. The results are miraculous. Really miraculous. I can truly assure you that when you and everyone around you, your team, your boss, everyone, the students, everyone works on developing the inner leader, the results are dramatically altered. You begin to get those types of outcomes, my friends, which you may have only imagined. In fact, in all of my books, I distill and I deconstruct all of this, and I share with you. And today I'm going to share it with you again, with the hope that it's going to be of value to you, and that when you and your people want to grow, you use a little bit of this framework. So keep some notes, some paper, pencil, a cell phone, whatever you have, wherever you like to take notes. I'm very old fashioned, very old school. So I write usually all my notes on paper. I write my whole book on the, in the file, and then I put it up on the computer. So if you're not old school, go ahead and type it wherever you want. I want you to write this down somewhere for yourself to remember it lifelong for your development. The key to my success is in my leadership. Okay, I just want you to write this somewhere for yourself. The key to my success is in my leadership. Okay, now here's some action for you every day. Okay, here's some action item for you. Every day that, when you go to work, every day when you wake up in the morning, I want you to just check or ask yourself, today, am I going to work with a victim mindset, where I'm going to blame the situation, my boss, my teacher, my faculties, my environment, the country, the weather, the crisis? I'm going to blame everyone for whatever I am and wherever I am. I'm going to procrastinate. I'm going to hate change. I'm going to, move ahead at a slower pace. I'm going to wait for changing, going to wait for things to change. Or I'm going to work with a leadership mindset. I'm going to take up responsibility. I know it's all about me and my work. I'm going to adore change. I'm going to not be waiting for instructions. I'm not going to let anyone else decide how I'm going to operate today. That's the leadership mindset. So the key to my success is in my leadership mindset. Now, I'm taking it a little more further for all of you to, just seeing the responses I'm getting from some of you. How many of you here would say, give me a yes, yes to it, and a big yes, yes to it, all in caps. How many of you here would say that you have some dreams, some goals in your career life that you want to truly achieve? It may be a personal, a professional goal that you have. It may be a goal for your college or university. It may be a goal that you want to achieve, but you have some goal that you truly desire to achieve. Let me see those yes, yeses. Okay, super. So I know. Okay, then with this, okay, you know what? Your yes is reminding me of this incidents that happened in my life. So it was the year of 2000. And again, anything that you resonate while I'm talking, just send that yes. It helps me to navigate this session to what you want rather than to what I would like to say. So, this incident happened in the year 2000. So it was the year when I had moved to the US after graduating from college here. And I had left a very thriving career here. I had started my work here, and I had left a very thriving career back here in India. And when I went there, I was totally lost. But anyways, I had to get back to work. So I decided that instead of immediately joining corporate America, I'll get into a mid-sized company to get to know the culture, get to know the work, because I just had, you know, uh, no relations or no family background back there. So it had to be done by me, whatever I wanted to do. So I joined this mid-sized firm. I was very happy with my work, with my pay. I was happy that I was getting to learn so much about a new culture and a new country. But the only problem I had was with my boss. Now, not that she wasn't a great boss or something. In fact, she was, when it came to delivering content, when it came to, dealing with clients, she was excellent. But when it came to dealing with people, managing people, she was a boss you just did not want to have. I swear by this, she just could not handle the people. So anyways, there were regular frictions that would take place between us. And, 6 months, 8 months. And I said, okay, I still need to carry on because I'm very fresh here. So I need to have something on my resume that says I've worked in America for a long time. So anyways, after a year of continuous friction with my boss, I decided to do what each of us would do. I submitted my resignation letter. Now, because this was a mid-sized company, which many of you may be knowing, in a mid-sized company, your vice president, your CEO, the hierarchy gets to know you more better than a large company. So the next day when I went, I had this, the vice president, he called me and he said, the CEO of the company appreciates your work. He knows your work. He does not want you to resign. Rather, we would give you a different department where you will function independently. Let's see how that works for you. I said, fair enough. I was excited. I was happy with my job. A year later, I was promoted. Things were going fine. And I still remember that day of the year was 2004. It was just before we were taking a break for Thanksgiving vacation. The CEO of the company, he wanted to take 5 minutes and personally meet everybody just to have an interaction with them. And I was super excited. I wanted to thank him for what he did for me. So when it was my turn and when he came in, I immediately told him, I said, thank you for helping me to move ahead. And then he looked at me and he said, Payal, I have not helped you to move ahead. In fact, you've got yourself stuck. So I was so shocked. I just didn't know what to say. And then, that 65-year-old CEO, then he looked straight in my eyes, and what he said, I remember it even till now. It gives me goosebumps even when I speak to you about it. He said, Payal, in our career life, each of us is undeniably going to face problems, pressures, deadlines, conflicts, bad bosses. We are going to have our fair share of success and failure. And he said, each of us will also be given 4 options. Option 1 is you stay where you are and you ignore everything that's happening around you and just keep doing your work. Option 2 is you quit, you go ahead, find a new boss, new job, new career, whatever you want, you quit. Option 3 is you stay where you are, you adjust to everyone around you, and you come to work every single day complaining and frustrated as if there is nothing in your life that can become better. And option number 4 is you make yourself so powerful that you are able to deal with everything that happens in your life. Basically, you make sure that you are a great leader. 5 minutes over, he said thank you and he left. Now, Of course, at that time, I was very fresh in my career 21 years back, and that time it did not really relate to me, but it did hit me to the core. And as I navigated through my corporate life, as I stepped out of corporate America and got into doing what I am doing now since by the past 18 years, that's the time I realized that each of us, wherever we are today in our jobs, in our business, in our life, is because of the options that we choose. I want you to just relate to this incidents of mine and ask yourself, when you are in difficult times, when you are having that conflict, constant conflict with your boss, when you're not getting along with your teams, when they don't take ownership, when you don't get what you want to get out of them, when we are in a crisis like this, what option do you choose? Because this is the fact, my friends. Each of us will be where we are in our career life depending on the options that we choose out of those 4 options. And at all times, choosing option number 4 became my success mantra. It became the success mantra of all of my clients today who I deal with. You make yourself so powerful that you can deal with any situation that you have. Now, some of you may be thinking there, but Payal, for growth, we have to change our jobs. I have to move on. I just can't sit where I am and just keep going. That's right. You've got to change your job. You've got to do what you want for your growth. But think about it, my friends. Are you changing your job? Are you moving ahead in your life because of frustration or because of inspiration? Both are very different. If you're moving out of frustration, take my word for it, you're going to get the same situation back there. And when a situation comes, what are you going to do? Move to another job and another, because that's the only pattern that you know. Wherever you are, can you raise yourself to option number 4? The vast majority of the people don't operate in option 4. And how do I know that? Because every day I deal with thousands of people, whether it is through coaching or whether it is through my speaking or whether I get messages for my books or my videotapes or my audio tapes. They're not operating in option number 4. And this is why they remain average and they are not able to move up. And all of this, when I said 7% of the world's population is the only one that reaches to where they want to reach. Now, what are the other 93% doing? They are working hard. They are coming to work every single day on time. They are finishing projects on time. They are taking up more work and more projects so that they are more visible in the organization, so that they are more visible, in doing what they are doing. They are doing everything that it takes to move ahead, to change their income, everything. But the needle does not move significantly for them. And let me tell you, my friends, this gap between that 7% and the few successful people and the majority of the people who are struggling or who are not getting to where they want to get, let me tell you, this gap is real. I have experienced it everywhere that I have traveled in these years. It is real, and it is very sad to see that this gap exists despite the fact that we are in a world of resources, best communication, and the best information. You type on Google, how do I become a great leader? How do I become successful? You will get everything which many of us during that time did not have access to. And many of you may be of the years from where I have come, the generation from where I have come. There was no Google, there was nothing to search. And I like those yeses coming in the comment box. Yes, there was nothing at that time. Today, there is so much of things. Yet, why is it that we don't get where we want to get? There's a reason for this. For now, I want you to write down somewhere, wherever you're writing down your notes. I will raise my leadership capacity. Please write this down. And like I said, you will not get this openly on public domains. I will raise my leadership capacity. Now, I wanted to do something fun here. I want you to give yourself a number. On a scale of 1 to 100, I want you to give yourself a number on, like, where are you on your leadership? And be very honest, because this is for yourself. It's not going to come to me or anyone. What number would you give yourself? Would you rate yourself as 10, 20, 40, 50, 80, 90, full 100? Where are you when it comes on your leadership? Now, keep in mind inner leadership over here, which I will explain to you what it means as I go further. Now, say for example, I don't know what number you gave, but say for example, I give myself a number 50 on the leadership scale, okay? Which means I am here. I'm an average leader, fine. I'm right here, okay, at 50. I want to associate with top players. I want to associate with the top management in my faculty, or in my organization, or my college, or my university, wherever you are. I want to associate it with those people up there. Guess what? They are not looking here. They are looking for someone here. Now, you may also be wanting that, oh, Payal, you know what? I want my team to deliver 100%. Guess what? They're not going to deliver 100% because you are at 50. Payal, I want to increase my income. I want to earn more than what I'm earning. I want to do something great. I want to do something great in my life. I want to create some impact in my life. Guess what? You're at 50. Wherever you are, my friends, everything will stop there. It's called the leadership capacity. Wherever you are, everything will come and hit here. And trust me, my friends, when it hits hard and it's painful. If you want your teams to deliver best, if you want to become the best entrepreneur, if you want to become successful in your career, whatever you are doing, the key to your success lies in your leadership. Your leadership capacity has to go from 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 to 100, and wherever you can take it. Because let me tell you, my friends, when you wrote to me that big yes, that yes, Payal, I want to achieve my goals. I have some goals to achieve. Let me tell you, all those goals are uphill. They're uphill. Nothing is down there. You've got to keep moving upward. And for you to move upward, your leadership capacity has to keep increasing. It has to be up. The amount of people I coach, even if they are not high-end executives, I coach everyone who approaches me to become world-class leaders and to change their results. I coach anyone who approaches me with one aim: make sure you put this upward. So when I told you that you have a boss you can't get along with, you're working in an environment which is causing you pain and frustration, let me tell you, my friends, that's a fertile ground for you to keep moving ahead. Where else are you going to solve problems? How else are you going to develop your leadership if there are no challenges? How else are you going to become a great connector, a great communicator if you don't have that boss who irritates you all the time? How are you going to become a world-class leader if you don't have challenging teams? That's the fertile ground, my friends. Increase your leadership capacity. So if you can begin to raise your leadership capacity, you are going to see incredible results on it. And that's because leadership has a multiplying effect. And I've seen its impact again and again in all kinds of businesses, non-profits, universities, everywhere where I talk. And that's why I have taught this leadership and success mastery for more than 20 years now. It has a dramatic effect on your life, on your income, on everything that you do. What's the leadership capacity? Each of us has our own parameters of leadership capacity. In very simple words, I'm going to tell you, it's your capacity to be highly inner directed. That's what we say, inner leadership. Be inner directed. What's your capacity to bounce back? What's your capacity to move ahead in life apart from regardless of the obstacles? How do you move through all the challenges and everything. So every time you raise your leadership capacity, the more you attract what you want to attract. I repeat again, nothing in your life will ever surpass your leadership, period. Now, I don't know whether we have time to talk about how to increase your leadership capacity. Let me. I'm not sure if we have that time.
Yes, you have time. Please proceed. Please proceed.
Okay, so I'll very quickly take you through that so that we can then open it up for Q&As from your side. But very quickly, I will give you one such technique which is practiced by these A players, and very simply I deconstruct that technique and I call it take charge and lead. Very simple technique, very simple. Now see, our business world, our business world, it teaches us to take charge of our teams, our incomes, our growth, relationships at work, your education, your growth. It tells us to take charge of everything around us. But those are all secondary, my friends, secondary. First and foremost, you've got to take charge of your psychology, your physiology, your biochemistry, your energy, your actions, your results, your focus. All in all, you've got to take charge of the inner leader. Otherwise, you will constantly be dependent on the outer leadership, that other dimension which I spoke to you about. You'll be constantly dependent on everyone for your success. Take charge means you as a person, you have mastered the art to deliver the best results, to be highly productive, and to be very, very effective, regardless of whoever is around you, regardless of your economy, your budget, your society, your country. Does not matter. Does not matter. And when Professor Narayana, when he mentioned that statement that that I became one of the very only Indian women to be speaking about leadership and writing books of leadership in a country like America, I'll be very honest with you, my friends. Had I allowed the country, the people, and everything around them to dominate me, I don't think I would get the outcome I want. And again, I say this very humbly, again, not to impress you, but to express that take charge is a very simple methodology which is practiced by those people upward, but very much neglected by the majority of the people. Let me give it to you in a very simple, simple way. Think about it, okay? And just type your answers in the chat box if you can for this. When you are watching television, when you're watching TV and you're relaxed and you're watching your favorite show, and someone comes and snatches the remote and switches the channel, what do you feel like doing at that point of time? Okay, okay, I am getting these answers. I feel like snatching it back, okay? Okay, I get angry, I get irritated, okay? Snatch it back, okay? Angry, okay? So you see, my friends, now just think of the emotions that you're facing when I just said this, and in reality, most of us, we've given that remote to everyone around us, to the boss, to the environment, to the teams, to our students, to the teachers, to the country, to the society, to the spouse, to the children, to the friend. We've given it to everyone around us, and they decide how your day is going to be. And I will give you a very classic example also about it that you can check it out, for your own self. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, just this is some food for action. I want to give you this action thing for you to do. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, just check in what state do you wake up? Do you wake up feeling energized, going to work and happy? Or, do you feel that, oh my God, it's another day, sign into the computer, again, it's a virtual meeting, again, it's another day with my boss. See how you feel. And then throughout the day, check how those feelings change. And if those feelings are constantly changing, it's definitely your remote is with someone else, because they have the power to decide whether you're going to feel like a success or a failure, whether you're going to feel you're going to feel guilty about your work, or you're going to feel proud, and you're going to work with a good environment. Everything is decided by them. Now, A players and those successful people, I have not seen them operating in this cycle at all. In fact, they will never give that control to anyone else to decide how their day is going to go. If they have to feel angry, frustrated, irritated, it's because of them. And they will decide for how long they want to feel that. So, this is called, there are two leadership cycles I tell people to follow. I may not have the time to talk to you about it here, but I have explained about this a whole lot in my next book. There are two leadership cycles. One is the traditional leadership cycle in which the majority of the world is. And one is what we call the progressive leadership cycle, where you know the remote is with you, where you know that everything depends on how you want to take it. And I'll tell you something, my friends. Today, we are putting in maximum efforts and getting minimum results. Think about what I said. We are putting in maximum efforts and getting minimum results. It should be the opposite. If you see the lives of these people who are achieving what they achieve, they put in minimum efforts and get maximum results. That doesn't mean they are not working hard. It doesn't mean that they are not developing their skills. It's the techniques and the rituals. Leadership capacity to be increased. Take charge. Take charge of your day. Take charge of what you want to feel. Don't let someone else decide how you are going to operate today. I always tell people, work on its own is never stressful. It's because we are not able to manage our inner leader that causes all the stress. And that's how it works in our corporate world also. So let me give you this equation to remember. Please write that down. Again, like I said, you will not get these online. R is equal to I. Very simple. I'm not giving you the breakup of it right now, but R is equal to I, which means my results are because of me. So the state in which you are, whether you're in a peak state or in a victim state, your results will depend on your state more than anything else. And I would have loved to prove that to you through so many of the stories, that real life incidences of my clients, myself, that truly your results are because of you. You are not because of the results. It's a very, very, very big distinction between both of them. And world-class leaders whom I train, they know the difference. Anyone who I coach, they know that difference. So as I'm going to conclude today's session and open it up for Q&A, I want you to write down a few things. I take charge of my inner leader. I take charge of my inner leader. And I'm going to give you some work to do on yourself. Tomorrow, when you wake up, please check with what mindset you wake up, victim mindset or leadership mindset. These are the beginning steps, my friend. I don't want you to just listen to me and then go back and say, oh my God, that was a great session on leadership. What's the point? You've got to work on yourself so that you see yourself where you want to be. So whether you wake up with a victim mindset or a leadership mindset, and if you want to know more about it, I think a couple of months back, I posted a video on it. I'm not very sure though, it should be on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure though if my team put it up or not. And the second thing I want you to do is, you please check who has your remote. Please check who has your remote. Because know this, my friends, until your remote is not with you, you are going to get the same results. Nothing, let anything happen on the outside. The crisis is here today. The crisis will go off tomorrow. You and anyone else in that situation will be in the same situation. So who has your remote? And the third thing I want you to do is decide when you want to take that remote back. When do you want to take that remote back? Because once you do that, you will see a vast difference in how you operate. you will give yourself what I call the 5-minute rule. 5 minutes to be depressed, to be angry, to be irritated, to be having frustration with your boss, your team, yourself, the situation, everything. Leaders do not give themselves more than 5 minutes. It is a scientific proven, it's proven scientifically of how our brain can switch within 5 minutes. And that's why it's the 5-minute rule that I'm speaking of over here. So with this, my friends, I really want to conclude this session telling you that, in your journey towards your success, in your journey towards becoming world class and growing, you are going to face a lot of challenges at all times. Decide which option you want to work with. And my suggestion as your mentor, as your friend would be choose option 4. Operate in such a powerful way that outer circumstances are not influencing you. You are an influencer. Remember, my friends, leadership is a mindset, nothing else, period. Leadership is a mindset, nothing more, nothing less. And with this, I am so thankful and so grateful to have been amongst you all. Just to let you know, I am here in India right now. I have come here to work with many of the universities, with corporates, to help them become world class now so that we make our name worldwide. And I'm happy to have this opportunity here. I'm sharing with you, by the time we'll open it up for Q&A, I'll share with you where we can connect. I love to connect with people. So I'll share that with you in a moment, my friends.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, PAYAL NANJIANI. The wonderful session.
Thank you.
So simple, easy way to understand. And it doesn't look like a session. It's a very natural flow of interaction. And thank you very much. Before I go to the next thing, we have very few questions.
Sure.
We have very few questions for, this is the PAYAL NANJIANI's contact.
Yes, for anyone who wants, please feel free to connect with me. And when you go on my website, don't go on my website just to look at it. There is a leadership club where there are millions of people from around the globe who are members of it. There is no charge for it. That is my service to the people globally. You can feel free to join the leadership club. You will get continuous resources directly from my team. And you can ask questions. There'll be live interactions. And I love to connect. So when you connect, please let me know that you attended the session organized by AIMS, and I will be happy to connect. And you can go ahead and join the leadership club whenever you wish to.
Sure. Thank you. Remove the slide. Sunil? Yeah, thank you. PAYAL, there are, as usual, there are few questions.
Sure.
Few questions are there as usual. One very stalwart in the academic environment, Dr. Puttaparthi Reddy, chairman of Dhruva School of Business. He just mentioned a boss may not sustain with intelligent and committed subordinate. So this is, as usual, the typical style of leadership actually. So how to handle this situation is one. Second question from his side is, leadership can't be taught in the conventional teaching learning process. So what do you say? What is your comment on these 2 points?
Okay, so I think just let me know if I understood the first question correctly, so I give the correct answer. That in the first question, it was that many leaders, they do not like teams who are very intelligent or the ones who are moving ahead fast, right?
Yes, yes. See, sustaining the subordinates is one of the important quality of a leader, but many leaders fail to sustain the intelligent and subordinate.
Yes. 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 The reason they fail to sustain, those types of team members is because of two reasons. One is uh, many leaders, they get stuck. Remember I told you about the leadership capacity? Yeah. So many leaders, they get stuck. They feel, okay, now I have got the position. Now I am a leader, and now I can attain whatever I want to attain. And then there is this employee here, a team member here, who is wanting to surpass this leader. Now, what happens is, because the leader is stuck, the leader is not growing in its capacity. There is a fear that the team member will overpass me, will surpass me and go upward. So that is one reason where the conflict takes place, we have seen. So that's why we tell leaders, don't worry about someone else going ahead of you or how intelligent they are. Please work on yourself so that you keep increasing from 50 to 60 to 100. The employee will also want to come up with you, but you notice at all times you are ahead of the game. And that's how you will sustain those employees. You will want them. See, the major job of a leader is to grow more leaders. It's not to make more followers. And that's what's happening today, especially, while I'm working with companies here in India, I'm working with universities here. I'm noticing this, and I'm really glad that they are working with me on changing this concept. Our job is not to develop followers. Our job is to develop more and more leaders who will come up. And you have to remove that fear from you that, this person will get into the position and my position will come into a problem. No, you are growing yourself, and then you're helping others to grow. So I hope that answers the question on sustaining your intelligent subordinate. And I think there was a second question also.
Leadership can't be taught in a conventional manner. The teaching learning process may not really help. It may be on alternative methods.
Yes, yes. Leadership cannot be taught in a conventional manner. That is very correct. It is very important to read about leadership, to build your skills about leadership. But a lot will happen when you are actually, showing leadership wherever you are. Now, I'll tell you, I was doing a webinar for Cisco and for Google, and one of the questions that came was, from one of the from one of the individual contributor, that he was very frustrated. He did not get into the leadership position that he was waiting for past 2 years. He did everything for it, and because of the frustration, he wanted to leave his company. Now, what I say to people here is that don't wait for something to happen. See, that is what the conventional leadership comes, because we have learned about leadership in a certain way. If you can demonstrate, if you can show leadership in whatever role you are learning leadership practically, not conventionally. Now, books are great resources, videotapes, everything is great. But can you demonstrate leadership where you are? I have seen janitors, sweepers show leadership, and I have worked with CEOs who have never shown any leadership. So, learning about leadership and practicing leadership is very different. And I am a person who focuses more on the practice side of leadership, and that's why I speak about the inner leader.
Yeah, then observation, of course, is a very only. If you don't have options to grow and overcome the boss or overcome the challenge, is compromise the only way?
No, I don't think world class. If you want to be a world class leader, there is no compromise. Uh, like I said, you've got to see how you can make it a fertile ground to grow. So if there is an environment which is not allowing you to grow, if there is a situation where you feel you're stuck in that situation, you're not getting along with people, it's a fertile ground to see what's the root cause. What's the root cause of the growth, of not growing? And I will tell you 90% of the time, if you see, the root cause is we ourselves. So if you're able to get to the root cause, if you feel that there is absolutely no other way but to move, that move should not be in frustration. I again repeat this. That move
Yeah.
has to be in inspiration. You have to believe that you have success within you, and that wherever you go, you will carry it with you. It's not because of someone. It's not, you cannot keep saying, hey, you know what? Thank goodness I had this boss because of which I was successful. Otherwise, I would have never been successful. No, no, no. The boss is great. It's a great support. Build a good relationship. Give the due credit, but also believe that you are the one who has to move ahead. The boss was instrumental in your life because you were also a magnet who carried the ability and the potential inside of you.
Yes, that's wonderful. That, and next is a small observation.
Sure.
Whether which one is greater, whether leadership or teamwork, and how do the leader performs in a team as well as an individual?
No, see, I'm a person who, for the for past 21 years, I am only known for leadership and success mastery. So my answer is going to be leadership, with all due respect to the team and everything. But I feel that a team looks up to the leader for their vision, for their higher goals, for achieving something, for directions, for knowing how we can move together. So if we have a leader who is not knowing the vision, is not knowing how to move ahead, or is not able to help the team grow, then the team is also going to be stuck. So definitely leadership has a lot of weight. It has a lot of work to be done. There is a video that will be going up very soon on my YouTube channel. It's not up yet. It's called Born to be a Leader, where, and I think there is one which went up last week, brutal truth about leadership. One brutal truth about leadership which no one speaks about. I've spoken about that in this, and when you hear it, you will know that yes, nobody tells us about it. Everyone tells us, okay, leadership is something to be achieved. It is a destination. It's great, but there are some truths about it. So definitely, I would say between team and leadership, my weight would go for the leadership.
Okay, okay, wonderful. Really, that's a good, very good answer. And I have some few dilemmas actually when I see that maybe in political environment and and also in a social environment, as long as one person as a leader, he initiates and achieves what is needed in a given situation. But after 5 years or 10 years, same is not able to continue beyond that particular person. For example, in political example, if we take in Assam, ASU movement was there. One gentleman and one or two people, they lead the ASU movement. They become the chief minister and home ministers. After 5 years or 10 years, they disappeared, though they are very much there in the political environment. They could not able to show the same leadership beyond subtle limits. That means sustaining the leadership is one of the important challenging tasks. Same is the case even in social entrepreneurship or even NGO. One gentleman with a very good philosophy and ideology, he works in a remote area, maybe working in the forestry areas, trying to build something. After 5-10 years again, with that person, that leadership disappears. What happens to later? This is a very important issue. I feel so. Yes.
That's a great question. I will give you the answer in the political arena. So I cannot name the person because they are in the politics. But he is the mayor. Okay, he is the mayor of this huge city. And when I worked with him, you know, what I saw that most of the time what happens is to become to that position, to come to the position of the mayor, he did everything that it takes to get there. That's why you said the first 5-10 years, we see that they are doing great. You know, they are connecting with us. They are doing everything for us. So he also did everything for the first 5-10 years, which made the people feel, wow, he is the one who needs to be our mayor. He's the one who needs to work with us. And then again, after 10 years, it was like, oh, we don't see that, you know, we voted here, we see that, but we don't see all the things that was promised, what happened. So when I got to work with this person, I you know, what I told him is what I'm telling all of you here. But we feel that whatever we did to come to this place is the same things we have to do to move ahead. And that's the most biggest myth that we have in our life. That whatever I have done in my life to come to stage A, now to go from stage A to stage B, I've got to do exactly the same things. People are not looking for those same things, and you are going to get stuck. So you have to decide, how am I going to move ahead? Now, you have to do different things. You have to do different practices, different rituals, different techniques to move to the other level. Now, when I say that, what I mean here is, many of us, we say, you know, and this is globally, I have seen this happening. If I work hard, if I network, if I connect with people, if I build on my skill sets, I am going to become really successful in my life. Okay, that's a great start. It's really a great start. I have started like this. You started like this. It's super. It brought you to level A. Now at level A also, if you're going to tell yourself, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to build my relationships, I'm going to build my skill sets, it will take me to level B. Well, guess what? It will not take you to level B. It's going to get you stuck where you are. From there on, you have to build what I always say, your leadership mindset. From there, the mindset, the rituals, the techniques, everything starts from that level. So that's why we feel that now these leaders are not giving us what we had expected. Now, second thing is, all of us, whether it is in the political arena or anywhere, we all get very busy with our day-to-day work. So we forget to work on ourselves, on our inner leader, and we are constantly working hard and developing our skills. And that's why we see after every 5-10 years, we feel, oh, there is a change. I'm not seeing this leader the way they should be.
Yeah, I can add a point here.
Sure.
Even the so-called great leaders, they never try to step away and allow the next one to grow in a similar fashion. I mean, even the greatest leaders in the Indian scenario also, even some people, some even some godmen also, they feel that they are going to be there on this world for so many hundreds of years, though they disappear by 70 or 80 years age, but they never try to help the next generation leadership to come and take the charge.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely, yes. It's the fear. It's the fear that I will lose my position, because we feel leadership is position and title and everything. Yes.
Yes. This is a very interesting thing actually. That's why even that's what I strongly feel, that the great leaders are also having some limitations in, or they have their own preferences instead of accommodating the preferences of the others. So that leads to some, the next generation will face some conflicting leadership or crisis. I think so. That may be one. What do you add?
Yeah, no, absolutely. You are correct on that. Yes.
So thank you very much. Of course, there are a lot of appreciation for your presentation, and this webinar is certainly the participants. I am sure that they are very much satisfied today, and they are carrying with some few thoughts on this particular topic. I'm definitely say that our webinar is very, very successful one. And on behalf of Association of Indian Management Schools, on behalf of myself and the present executive board members, I sincerely thank you for accepting our invitation and also sharing your thoughts, particularly you have also motivated the participants. Key to my success is in my leadership. That means we have to believe that we are the leaders. We have the capacity to lead wherever we are going to be. That's
Yes.
very interesting thing. Similarly, dream. How have a dream to achieve? Everyone has to have a dream to achieve. This is a very wonderful point. Similarly, and one must feel that I will raise my leadership capacity. This is actually the many questions will related to this. If I raise my leadership capacity consistently or in a sustainable way, the many other challenges I can overcome. This is very, very important.
Absolutely.
And the maximum effort and minimum results. Instead, minimum efforts and maximum results. The leadership will help the person to have maximum results with the minimum effort. It's a wonderful point that you have suggested, and you brought out the inner leadership qualities that are there. Everyone is a leader, one form or the other, but only the situation will make them to take charge and to prove that they can be the leaders. Unfortunately, I strongly feel that many people, instead of looking at the leadership, we want to survive in a given situation.
Yeah.
Our psychologically, we are trying to suppress our inner feelings with the practical realities as if we may not see the success. So that type of mindset will be there, but you have destroyed the type of mindset, and you have given a hope for the participants and also the people who are watching this one. And finally, the interesting point you mentioned that you should have a remote in your hand. So that's wonderful point that you have stressed, and the mindset is the most important thing. So I once again thank you for being with us on this occasion and share your knowledge. And I also hope that in the days to come, you can also help our youngsters, not only in America, but also in this part, and so that though we have a lot of pressure in our Indian culture and Indian literature, that a lot of leadership stories are there, case studies are there, but unfortunately we are not able to bring them out. But many people are using them in a different fashion. That is also good thing. So thank you very much for bringing all those things. And I also thank all the participants in spite of their busy with their online. They have their own online webinars in their respective institutions, because many of the participants are from the business schools. So I sincerely thank all the participants for having joined this particular program. And I also thank Madam Sujata for connecting all of us, and board members for being with us on this occasion. And I also thank our office staff at head office at Venkateswarlu, Rohini and Sunil Joshi and Murali and others for making our event a more successful one. And let us leave with a positive note that the days to come, we will see the leadership vibration in our, not only the society, but in the academic environment, social environment, and also in the political environment. Thank you very much. Let us keep in touch.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and very great energy from the participants. Thank you.